Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers, where today I'm going to be making a video talking about future plans for nomadic survival and the next vehicle that I want to build in that series. Now I'm making this video for two main reasons. First one, I need a video. Second one, I need your guys' help. So if you're coming here to watch this video thinking this is going to be some kind of tutorial, you've come to the wrong video, maybe try a different one. If you want to watch this video and try and give me a hand, stay tuned and I'll try and explain to you my current thought process, and I want your guys' input. Okay, so my next big rover. So if I went in here and I typed in... Alright, this is what my current nomadic vehicle kind of is. This was a slightly outdated version of it, but that's sort of the size, right? Now I want to build something bigger, you know, something that will last longer. So that's where I'm sort of thinking about building something this size. So if I came over here, you'll sort of see it's a substantial bit bigger than other starting vehicle. Not, you know, mega big, but like it's a decent bit bigger. So the problem in this game, right, is if you have a rover and you make it really big but you don't allow it to bend, it's just gonna sort of plank its way across the landscape because the landscape's not flat. So what you'll end up what will end up happening is, you know, it won't work. It'll just all your wheels in the middle will be off the ground and only your end ones will be touching, and when these vehicles get heavy, that's just not going to work for a moving vehicle. Now that's where my second favourite thing in this game comes in. Suspension. Now I've always had a lot of people asking me on some of my videos, what's the point of you making all this custom suspension? It serves no purpose. This is where it would serve a purpose, because having longer travel means while some wheels are up, other wheels can be fully down. So for this vehicle, for instance, I was to get in and just give this one a little bit of a drive, and you'll see this thing entirely works. I'll show you the mechanism and how this whole bit works in a second, but if I drive this one up and over this hill, you'll see, hopefully, these wheels actually stay on the ground. The wheels should, if I actually go into this, you'll see this is a mechanism, right? So you'll see it can compress and extend to try and conform with the ground a little bit better. So I do a nice zoomed out footage. The whole plan is to try and get all wheels to always be touching the ground at all times. And yes, that is not easy. Bear in mind this vehicle is very light at the moment. A heavier vehicle is a bit easier to make custom suspension for than a light vehicle. Light vehicles in this game are just a little bit weird. Heavy vehicles actually have a good amount of mass to them, so actually work pretty damn well. So this vehicle is got 8 of these exact same wheel modules. So it's 4 5x5 wheels, which is on a rotor that can pivot the whole set of wheels sideways. So if you think if that bit of the ground was like a little curve, the wheels can still conform. And then it has another set of suspension which allows vertical travel up and down. And then it's got another hinge here which allows it just to tilt up or down. So it's quite a compact, complex set of suspension. However, this would not be easy to build. I have to remember that anything I want to build in this game, I have to do it in survival, and I have to place each block and weld each block. So that's where I got a little bit concerned. I considered building something along more this sort of lines. So this is like that one, but without the vertical suspension and the tilting. All it's got is the pivot, which allows it to bend sideways. And this is just a problem of when you go over the hill, it just doesn't work. This is about as wide, or sorry, as long as I could make it, where I can make that one almost double the length. So yeah, not easy. Over there I've also been messing around with some drills, but don't worry about that too much. Now this design is an interesting one. Now this is one I posted on my Discord a long time ago to say what people thought about this sort of mad idea. If you guys are not on my Discord, link in the video description down below. Come check it out and come chat with us. Shameless plug. I have a seat somewhere, so I'll show you how this suspension works. So it's designed to be quite solid and just use the wheels themselves. But then if it needs to, like going over a big hole, you'll see it can pivot each bit. I don't know if it really shows it off very well. Basically, the thing is on a hinge, and it should be able to just, you know, bend that way on both sides. It's again has the same problem. I don't really know. There's a lot to choose. There's a lot of different options I could do. That's just some of them. I've also considered, do I have these wheels so they're touching to make it as least ground clearance there, and then put them together, as close together, because I like this idea. I like having the 4 wheels across. 1, it makes it wider, and 2, it makes it have better ground clearance in the middle. I like that idea. But then, do I go for something where all of the wheels are sort of together with the vehicle, or do I make the wheels like a modular sort of design? As in, do I make it so like these are 4 sections which then go up to the main big rover? I don't know. Now I also have some builds in another world I'm going to show you, so just give me a quick second. Okay, now loading into this world, I swear it takes longer and longer each time. You may be able to recognize this world a tad bit because I have actually recorded a couple of videos in this world. This is my suspension testing world for all suspension and testing needs. Now, here, I have another sort of concept type wheel. So this is what I'm talking about with the more 4-module setup. So this would be 1 module. So you can sort of see this is a sizable piece of equipment. Like, it's big, is what I'm trying to get to. So I quite like it. So the middle ones are just as they are, they'll sit. And then the outer ones on a hinge, so they'll be able to tilt up and down, and then the whole suspension is on a travel system like that other one had, and then it's got a tilt so this whole thing can tilt, and then your main vehicle would be set on that, a little bit like this. So that's a interesting concept. See if I can. Oh, actually, wait, this is using a different... This is using a completely different type body. I didn't realise. So that's not that one, that's a completely different, the blue wheels. But this will give you an idea of a travel up and down. Also, don't worry about any of the stuff over there. That was me messing around with something else. So the plan would be, look, so if I drive up here, you'll sort of see these wheels can just... Clang! Oh yes, that's something I'm going to have to worry about. And you see how all the suspension's like collapsed a little bit? That'll give you so much clearance, which so I feel like something like this is going to be cool, as long as we don't have this weird clang shaking thing happen. I think that's what I'm going to have to be very careful, because if I get any amount of weight, with any amount of speed, and a lot of subgrids, I could just detonate. That's the problem I'm having. And the reason I have you guys here is to let me know if you have any ideas of suspension type mechanisms for large grid that I could be using. Something which, you know, works for a large grid rover, but doesn't cause too much clang. What have we got over here? There you go. That's the size of an old rover compared to what a single module would be. So basically, one of these modules would be the same size as almost the entire thing combined. Kind of nuts. This was another interesting design I thought of. So this uses two 5x5 wheels that can bend in the middle, and then they have suspension arms. Now there should be a seat somewhere. There we go. So this design is just to try and give it some flexibility. So as you can see here, it bends. Which is cool. I do like that. And this was to try and just counteract the whole thing of when you turn and all that. It's not as bad. Also, the frame rate in this world is terrible. Oh, I pressed the button of doom. The button of doom has been pressed. Please come back to me, world. So this was the same-ish idea, but instead it used only two of them in the middle, and then the outside could lift up and down, and we're on pistons? On rotors, sorry. Now all of these, or at least this one, is another design for this type of module. So having the four wheels connecting to whatever the bigger rover is going to be. So this is not going to be the whole rover, this is just one quote-unquote module of it. But I feel like that's just too complex, where that one's just simple. Yeah, it's just simple and it works. Okay, so this is a very loaded version of this suspension, so all of these are probably full of stone or some kind of heavy material. One of them is full of 1,000,000 uranium. Yeah, that will add weight. I wonder which one it could be. The front wheels are entirely off the ground, that's how much weight that thing is carrying. Physics are being very weird with this one. Jeez. Anyway, this should show the suspension off a little bit better. There you go. It's cool. I think it just is a little bit excessive. Or complex. Now, I also made this crazy abomination. This was just to try and make some very long reach suspension travel. I honestly don't even know if this thing works anymore. It might do, it might not. But the whole concept was fit two wheel suspensions so that when one gets compressed, it would have a lot of travel in, you know, whatever axis it needed. See, that isn't even it fully down, but you can already get the idea of it, how much it compresses. And then imagine if this one was also compressed. Yeah, that's some serious ground clearance. But again, that is, I think if I remember correctly, it was just clanging and a bit weird. I'm guessing all these are off. They should be. Yeah, that's all good. But yeah, that was an interesting one. But I was having a look through all my other designs for just, you know, interesting suspension, and these ones are really cool. I like this. If I can make this bigger, because what this one allows you to do is it creates like an arm using a suspension. I think that's quite smart. If I lower the counteracting one. There you go. So we're going to have quite a bit of travel. It can also do the whole I'm going to tilt thing. So if you can see, it's still got the tilt to it. It's not as bad. I guess we kind of already showed these ones off. What else have we got? Some of these I need to make a video on probably, because I don't think I've actually showed them all off. If you guys want to see a video of how of all these different suspension types, let me know. No idea what that is. Yep, not got a clue. What is this? Was that me trying to attach two suspension arms and then to a wheel? If that's the case, that is cool. Doesn't look like it worked though. I love looking through these walls because you just see so much stuff. Like if you're like me and you build a lot of stuff, you see so many cool things. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas of this sort of thing that I could use to build a big rover type thing, but that can actually be feasible in survival, let me know. And if you do actually have any sort of blueprints or designs and you want to show me them, like I said, in the Discord, we have a blueprints page, so you post it in there, I'm sure I can have a look at it, that kind of thing. But yeah, this is it's just a lot of thinking, you know? Like, you don't realise behind the scenes of making videos and stuff. It's not just, hey, I make a video, I record it, and then it's done. I have to think about what I'm going to do, I have to think about all of it, and yeah. But hopefully you did enjoy this video. Hopefully I haven't rambled on too much to you. But my name's been Quantum Chief, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!